If you want to check out the newest addition to the Marc JACOBS Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan powder, then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves beauty, and here on my channel you'll find movement guides, makeup tutorials, hair product reviews. Hair is out today, aren't you proud of me? Still drying, so I thought I'd just let her do her thing until she's done. If you haven't been to my channel before, I simply, utterly cannot resist buying bronzer. My name is Alicia and I have a bronzer addiction. I really try to hunker down on this addiction and not buy every bronzer that releases. I have the Fenty bronzers, I have the Caramel Hoola, the newly added Natasha Bronze and Glow, as well as both Charlotte Tilbury palettes, a new Dior bronzer. You see what I mean? When I saw that Marc JACOBS was releasing a new shade to the Omega Bronzer Coconut Perfect Tan line, I couldn't resist. The minute it went live on Sephora, I bought it. I did. So with that said, she came in the mail today, so we're very happy to crack into her and see how she looks. Before we roll into swatches and a demo, let's get into some product details, shall we? This bronzer retails for $49. It's expensive, but you get a lot of product. You're getting 0.8 ounces or 25 grams. A whopping 25 grams of product. And if you haven't seen one of these compacts before, they're rather large, thin but large, so you're getting a hefty amount of bronzer. The new shade is 106 Tantalize. It is described to be a warm, deep bronze. Now, this summer collection, I think all the white compacts and the gel highlighters released maybe 2 years ago. Everyone lost their minds over the original shade, which is Tantastic. It was the neutral light brown shade that everyone just needed in their life. It sold out, it was limited edition, and it was a while until it came back in stock again, and I believe it became permanent. The only thing that was limited edition was the rose gold packaging, which I actually kept the box. The product is in here, but I had to keep that box because she's special. In addition to the bronzer, they also released a new shade for their Dewdrops Coconut Gel Highlighter. This is in the original shade Dew You. It's like a beautiful champagne-y highlight. The new shade is like a deep warm bronze, and I believe they're also releasing a new primer. I'm not picking up either of those products because I have to stop somewhere. I felt out of the three, I would get most use out of the bronzer. You saw how, I barely made a dent in this, and this released maybe like 3 years ago. I took a sniff. She smells good still, so I don't think it's gonna be harmful to apply on my face, but we shall see. A universally flattering, seamless matte bronzer in a glossy white compact. This supersized bronzer instantly universally beautifies with the touch of a brush. Microfine jet milled powder blends effortlessly for a flawless, radiant matte finish. Matte, we're talking matte. That looks great on all skin tones. We'll see. The limited edition palette features the same seamless matte formula of Omega Bronze Perfect Tan in a more neutral bronze shade, and is delicately scented with coconut fragrance for a vacation vibe. What they're referring to is their original compact and shade, which is in 102 Tantric. This is a lot warmer than Tantastic, which is the more neutral shade. We will do comparison swatches. We're going to get the demo on the cheeks. So let's first do these comparison swatches, y'all. I haven't even cracked into the new compact, so I'm really excited to see how it looks in real life. Well, first swatch 102 Tantric, and this actually is my favorite out of the three, or I should just say two bronzers, because this is a little warmer in undertone, and I much prefer my bronzers to take a warmer effect on my skin. Now let's crack into Tantastic. This is the special edition rose gold packaging. You see the clasp is rose gold. It's really hard because it's very sunny outside, but we like that. Here is how the shade looks, and you can see right off the bat is a little more neutral in undertone. And here is how it looks like next to Tantric. Yes, very neutral on my skin tone, and again, out of the two, I much prefer the first shade. I still keep this because it's a beautiful compact and it's not a bad color on me. I do have a video on both of these. I did a little showdown between the two if you want to check that out. I'll link it up above and down below. Let's now crack into the new shade. Typical packaging you see in the box, and this is the white compact, but it has a silver clasp instead of a rose gold one. It's rather big. It's very big. The mirror is huge, so you can very much do your makeup with this compact. It comes with a protective sleeve that's very opaque, like all Marc Jacobs compacts come with. And here it is. Right off the bat, let's just take a look at how this, oh my god, please don't break. So here is how the original looks next to the warm bronze. And here is Tantastic, and here is the new Tantalize. You see the significant difference not only in shade but in undertone, I feel. Let's give her a swatch. See how she looks like next to the two. Oh, now I will say, as warm as this looked online, you know, maybe it would apply darker than how it appears. Definitely deeper than Tantric, definitely deeper than Tantastic. So many tan names, I can't keep up. Very smooth. I rather love Marc Jacobs bronzing powder products because the texture is really smooth, skin-like. Although matte, it doesn't look flat on the skin. It's not drying on the skin either. It just blends like a dream, and it looks like skin once it's all blended, and it doesn't look powdery or cakey at all. I am so excited. So here's what we're gonna do. Here again are the swatches. We got Tantric, Tantastic, Tantalize. Here are the three. You got the comparisons there. Before we get to the demo, I know, what are you doing? Timestamps will be down below. I don't want to hear it. Fenty, Island Ting. How does that look like next to? Oh, Island Ting got a little more goldy gold in there. Fenty, Beijing Gal. What do we got? Let's see. Oh, let me do that again. A little more red than Tantalize. Mini Caramel Cutie from Fenty. How does that look? Oh, I would say maybe similar. This looks like it has a little more of a rosy tint to it. I don't know how it's going to translate when we blend it in, but I'm going to keep that in mind. We got to go with the Hoola Caramel. Let's see how Hoola Caramel looks to Tantalize. Here we go. What does that do? Okay. I still feel Tantalize has a rosy tinge to it. I dare I say it might look very similar to, you know, we're about to swatch. The Tan Bronze and Glow palette from Natasha Denona. Let's go in with the bronze blush powder. Oh, wow. This is the Tantalize. This is Natasha. What do we think, friends? I believe the Natasha has more of a rosy tint than Tantalize. And I think they're close in shade. And this shade can go up to skin tones NC50. So this probably will work for you if you're in and around that shade range for MAC. All right, I gotta pin this hair back because I love her, but sometimes she could just overload my face a little bit. Today I have the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Liquid Foundation in the shade Honey. Under the eyes, we have the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric in 6, and I lightly set with my Hourglass Translucent Veil. What I'm gonna do is apply, I'll use the same brush, but I will apply first on unset foundation, and then I'll set it with some powder just to see how this bronzer acts. That's enough. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what brush shall I use? I've been using the heck out of my Refer number 6 because I just pat it down right here, and I love how it envelops my face and just perfectly applies bronzer. Or I've been loving my Neutral Gay from Sonia J. I think I'm gonna go in with my trusty Sonia G Face Pro because, again, this is so easy to apply bronzer with. So let's get that little wipey wipe. All right, let's go in with Tantalize, see what we got. We got a lot of product on there. It's got a little tappy tap. I did not set, so let's go in on this side first. Unset foundation. Here we go. Oh wow. Okay. Don't panic. I put so much on my forehead. Let's blend that out. Wow, that's absolutely gorgeous. That was very easy to apply. I have to say, that was pretty effortless. My zoom in sometimes wants to act up, but I think it's behaving today. Here is the texture of my skin, and wow, that powder just melted right up in there. I didn't even have to swirl. It just kind of melted into my skin. I love the tone of it. Why am I so gray? Gorgeous color. Man, that's beautiful. I hope I'm not too light, but I also don't want to be too dark, so forgive me if I look too washed out, but I just love natural light. What can I say? And with natural light, you have to deal with the constant change and nuanced whatever, where the clouds and sun is in the sky. So man. To set on this side, let's use the Milk Makeup Matte and Blur Loose Setting Powder. Gonna lightly set with my reference number 6. Not too much, just to kind of see how the bronzer acts on lightly set foundation. I haven't been powdering heavily as of late, given the change in season, and then I use a very light application of foundation. That's why I love the Hourglass. A lot of people don't. I'm like the very unpopular opinion when it comes to that foundation. But the fact that you can use half a pump and get as much coverage as you can, I just feel because of that, it's so lightweight on the skin, but it just covers up all your imperfections effortlessly and just simply elegantly. You know what I mean? So much powder everywhere. Same brush, but now on the set side. Gorgeous still. A little bit on the temple area of the forehead. A little bit down the jaw as well. With my Hakuhoro G5521B. A little bit of Tantalize just down the bridge of my nose to tie in the whole look. And also another tip, if you're not into eyeshadow but you just need some contrast throughout the crease, you can take that same brush with the bronzer and just, you know, carefully dust throughout the crease. And I usually, when I do this, I don't set my lid because I don't want it to look so washed out it looks out of place. I'll just take the powder as is. I'll take away some of my eyelid oil as well, adds a little bit of warmth to the eyes, and I feel it just ties everything in together. Wait, I just wanted to mention one thing. I do prefer how the bronzer looks on unset foundation. I feel the powder is smooth enough to really lay on evenly on foundation that sets soft matte, I would say. Don't know how it's gonna do on a dewy finish because I don't use dewy finish foundation, so I can't speak to that type of texture. The lightly set side is fine. Here, you want to take a closer look? I don't see any apparent texture, but I do see a bit of powderiness that could easily be resolved with a setting spray. But again, I much prefer how this looks on the unset side, and because the powder is still a powder, even though it has a bronze tone to it, it's gonna lightly set that area of my face, and I'm fine with that. Okay, back to the video. Bye. Okay, let's take these clips out. Here is the finished look, friends, just using the bronzer. And I know this is really more like a first impressions. I just cracked into the box here on camera. I know I haven't been using it for days. Listen, if a product is good, you can tell right off the bat if it's good. I had no problems blending. I am confident that no matter what brush I use with this bronzing powder, it's going to apply effortlessly. Depending on the finish or the intensity you want, if you want a little more of a concentrated placement of color, you will use a smaller brush that's more densely packed than the Face Pro, for instance. This is not so tightly packed, but it is smaller than the Face Pro, and it's gonna have a more precise placement there on the cheekbone area. Judging from the swatches, I do feel that the Natasha Denona is similar in shade to the new warm bronze shade Tantalize, and I feel if you're around NC50, it will show up on your skin tone. That might not be true, so I don't want to disappoint you in claiming that, but just based on what I see here with the swatches, I think in and around NC50, you'll be successful in that bronzing shade showing up on your skin tone. I do feel this shade is warmer than Natasha's. I do. I think Natasha, the problem people were having is that it's rosier in tone, and I believe that this shade is a little warmer than Natasha's blush and bronze shade in the Tan and Glow palette, or Tan Bronze and Glow, sorry. So here it is again. Let's do the other arm. I know it's sometimes so hard to tell. I'm going to just swatch Natasha's next to it just so you can get a better idea of what we're dealing with here. So here they are again. This is the Marc Jacobs and this is Natasha. I do think Natasha is still rosier, and because they're very similar in shade, that again, if you're a deeper skin tone, you will be successful with the new Tantalize shade from Marc Jacobs. And there you have it, friends. This was very short and sweet. Maybe not until I edit. Let's see if I could keep this under 20 minutes. I freaking love this bronzer. I highly recommend it. It is expensive. If you do already have 10 bronzers, you don't need this one. I still have to play with my different bronzing shades. Like one day I'll apply caramel, the other I'll apply Alenting or Beijing Gal, just to see which one I like more. Overall though, I love them all, and I basically just rotate between the different shades and different brands. I will say specifically, since we're just addressing Marc Jacobs in this video, it's outstanding. It's a beautiful formula, soft, just skin-like in finish, easy to blend, effortless in application, and I love the tone. The tone is a little warmer than Natasha's bronze and blush color in the palette, and I feel just a little more approachable and easier to use because of that. And especially for those who are finding that the tan bronze and glow shade look dirty on them because of the undertone, I feel this is a little more user-friendly because it does have a touch of a warmer undertone than the Natasha one. I think it's definitely more closely related to Caramel Cutie. I think this is what we swatched, yes, because this was Alenting, Beijing Gal, Caramel Cutie, and then this is Hoola. So Tantalize, I feel, is more closely related to Caramel Cutie and to Hoola Caramel. If you have any of those shades and you're wondering if this is gonna work, it most certainly will, I feel. I think it's just such a beautiful formula. I mean, Marc Jacobs powder products, I don't think disappoint. When it comes to the bronzers, that could be up to debate concerning his other powder products in his line. But from what I've experienced, everything from the original Omega bronzer shade Tantric up till now, they have just been immaculate, and I definitely will use this over the original shade because the original shade does show up a little bit of my skin tone, but as I get more tan, I need something a little more rich, and the warm bronze Tantalize shade is going to be perfect. Let me know if you picked up the new Tantalize shade from the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Perfect Tanning Powder. So many words for that product name. If you tried it already, what do you think about it? Let me know down below and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another product review, tutorial, demo, or get ready with me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. If you want to check out the newest addition to the Omega Bronzing, what is this called? Hold on one second. Shall we? Natasha Denona, where are ya? Where are you? Oh, so much makeup. I can't take it. Perfectly applied. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. Hi. Too much powder. And that, oh no, too far. There we go. I will say, because we're talking about